Fear and Hunger is a game that has been consistently described as cruel. It's incredibly punishing and makes you feel every mistake you make in excruciating scenes of violence and depravity. The first game is influenced heavily by Berserk, and if you know Berserk, then the laundry list of trigger warnings this game has should not come as a surprise. I won't be getting into the more yikes stuff of this game, but if you are interested in this game at all, take these trigger warnings seriously. It's a bit of a fucked up game, I'll be honest. While Fear and Hunger's been popular in Russia for a while, it hasn't gone very popular in the West until some recent YouTubers have covered it on their channels. For instance, Super Eyepatch Wolf and Worm Girl. This video is not entirely going to be an introduction to the series, more micro-analyzing its save feature because I find it very unique and possibly the best ever I've ever seen. This video can be watched on its own without knowing too much about the series, but if you do want a deeper dive into it, I definitely suggest watching Super Eyepatch Wolf's video because that's what got me into it. I don't know, just play the game. It is a game. You can buy the game and play it. It's very good. I would recommend. But with that out of the way, hi, I am Rad Chad, the Mad Lad, and there's at least someone in the audience that I am their dad. And welcome to the best save system in any game ever.
Oh, hello there. It is me, a little tiny Rad Chad. Do not kill me. I'm tiny. You could crush me in your huge hands. I'm here to tell you to like and subscribe, and also support me on the Patreons. Is that a pipe bomb? Oh no!
Before we get into Fear and Hunger's save system, let's first establish what is saving. Whoa, hold on. Oh my god, fuck. You don't need to skip ahead. I know you, the pro master gamer, know what saving is. But games handle saves very differently from one another. There is a scale to the types of saving a developer may establish in their game. On one side, you have more liberal save systems. These are games that let you save as much as you want whenever you want. This gives control to the player so that they never feel frustrated or that they'll lose progress. Games can even autosave in case players inevitably forget to save. Some games that begin to lean towards the more conservative save systems may remove the ability to save whenever you want, but will keep that autosave system. This way, they can control exactly how much progress you lose, so it doesn't feel overly frustrating, but you can't abuse it or save scum. On the other side, you have more conservative save systems. The most conservative save systems are like in roguelikes or old arcade games, where there's no saving and when you die, that's it. Some are at least nice enough to let you save your progress, so you can get, go get a hot chockey or something, get a little biscuit. But still, when you die, gone, done, you're donezo. That's it. This allows for tense gameplay, where you can't get overly cocky, and promotes learning the optimal ways to play. In the middle of the spectrum, you have the save station system. These let the player choose when to save, but only at designated points and times, so they can't abuse save scum. Wherever your game places on the scale, it is all for the sake of two factors. Having failing being a tangible loss, but not make the player feel frustrated with how much progress they've lost. The worst feeling you can give a player is, I have to play that whole section again? And if they feel like it's the game's fault, you fucked up. So, this is the problem Fear and Hunger has to solve. And did they get it right? Fuck no. You may be a little confused. Didn't I say that this game had the best save system ever? No, you were hallucinating. I never said that. You were actually mentally deranged. What I said is that Fear and Hunger 2's save system is the best ever. You just weren't paying attention. Fear and Hunger is a game where you die a lot. It's almost a primary mechanic to try stuff out and die doing so.
I feel more powerful with the knowledge I have received.
For a game where dying is such a core pillar, they need to make sure their save system isn't overly abusable, but that it doesn't feel frustrating for the player. So, what if they just made it so you had to do a coin toss to be able to save? This makes a player not want to explore much, because if they go to rest and they fail the coin flip, they risk losing all that progress.
God, I wish saving wasn't a fucking gamble, dude.
This is a dreadful feeling for the player, and not in a cruel way like the game's meant to be, but more in a needlessly unfair way. Fear and Hunger is generally very good with making things cruel, but fair. If you use logic, cunning, and the knowledge you acquire throughout your playthrough, you can overcome most obstacles. Leaving this to a coin flip goes against the idea of overcoming a cruel game with your wit. You can also expend these lucky coins to flip 2 coins instead.
And save. Double flip tails? Come on, Poggerinos, come on, there's gotta be one of them.
But it would feel much better if you could save these for other sticky situations instead of feeling obligated to use them after you've done a lot of progress to save your game. I bring this up because, lucky for us, the person behind the game is a very good developer and found a way to not only fix these flawed systems, but made them so much better. So much better, in fact, that I may even call it the best save system in any game ever. Welcome to Fear and Hunger 2, Termina. Before we get into it, let me introduce you to the characters you can choose to play. We have the Glue Sniffer all grown up, Sassy Lost Child, Paris Ghoul, Tomboy Outback, Black Israelite, the Destroyer of Toes and Dealer of Weed, JoJo's reference, and r/atheism in a world where gods are very obviously real. And one of them is canonically, and with no exaggeration, a furry. With your character chosen, let's go through the beginning of Fear and Hunger 2, and by the end of it, we'll have a starting point for what Termina's save system is like. This here is Percali, and this is the Moon Tower. You can tell by the moon. He has his own mysterious and devious goals, but he is willing to aid your quest through the mysteriously and deviously malformed city of Perhevel? This is where you can save and expend soul stones for skill points. To return to Bekele and the Moon Tower, all you need to do is rest at any bed. And this time, there's no stupid coin flip. Woo! You'll most likely find this bed first. Do not sleep in this bed. There are a few other ways to save, but they usually expend a limited resource. The way this game makes saving interesting is that returning to the Moon Tower has some pros and cons, which I shall get into now. Pro. Saving. Saving is very useful, since you will die a lot. You'll usually want to save after completing major areas, stuff you won't want to replay, or you can risk playing a little longer to get a bit more progress in. And now you might be asking, why not just save as much as possible? I'm fucking getting to it, okay? Just chill out, man. Pro to saving. The Hexen. The Hexen allows you to expend soul stones for different skills. If you know the optimal way to get soul stones and do so early enough, you can become a beefcake by the end of the first day. There are other ways to access the Hexen, but they appear at the end of the game. Con to saving. Time moving forwards. Thanks to the Festival of Termina, you only have 3 days to complete Fear and Hunger 2. Each day has a morning, an evening, and a night cycle. This means you have a possible 9 save slots, as every time you save, it moves time forwards. This means you can't spam saves after every little bit done, because you risk reaching the end of the 3 days and having something very bad happen. Look, I know it's 3 days and there is a smiling moon in the sky and it's going to land on... This is not Majora's Mask, trust me. Pro, time moves forwards. The interesting thing is that time moving forwards, more events become available, more party members become available, and more of the story unfolds. Cons to saving. Time moves forwards. The other problem to time moving forwards is that characters might die. There are some characters who, if you don't find in time, may have a terrible fate befall them, or just on certain days, due to their own actions, they meet an untimely end. So whenever time moves forwards, you risk losing a character. Now, there's one final con to saving, but with how the game is written, I believe it is a mechanic best kept secret for your first playthrough. So if you don't wish to hear about it, please click off this video and play Termina. It's an amazing game. Trust me. For all those people who don't give a minuscule fuck, let us continue. Con. Moon Scorch. In the town of Perhival, the mighty moon of Rhea overhangs. The effect of Rhea on the people of Perhival is his moon scorch. Moon scorch can give symptoms similar to nuclear radiation, or, in more extreme cases, can cause the body to shift and manifest the inner feelings of a character, especially in the contestants of the Festival of Termina. As time moves forwards, more characters are at risk of succumbing to Moon Scorch. Usually to save them from this fate, you need to recruit them, but in the latter end of the 3 days, some may just inevitably succumb. The reason why I said this is a spoiler is because the game isn't obvious about the characters succumbing. Maybe they look a bit like a character you remember, or once you kill them, for some reason they drop a soul, like one of the contestants. Having a character succumb to Moonscorch is devastating. You cannot save someone when they get Moonscorched. As you continue the game, you'll feel this hopeless dread as you watch your friends die or succumb to Moonscorch. And trust me, no matter what you do, someone isn't returning from the Festival of Termina. So why is this the best save system I've ever seen in a game ever? Well, it solves an issue survival horror games have had for a long time, which is making saving infrequent enough that dying is a tangible loss, but giving control to the player with when they want to save the game, while not making it feel like they're playing not optimally whenever they do save. That was a bit of a fucking mouthful, wasn't it? Since you know you can't save too often, or else the end of days will come, there will be swaths of dangerous areas where you can lose progress. Also, losing progress doesn't feel annoying thanks to the game's RNG and unpredictability. Usually this type of system will make you rarely save, leading to a very frustrating time. However, the player is enticed to rest so they can access the Hexen and to get additional events and party members to occur. But even then, it also prevents getting too cocky with the save system, as you could lose valuable and emotionally connected party members due to Moonscorch. As I played, the save system felt...
It's tough. That's fair.
Sure, there were times I was like, fuck, I lost so much progress. But then I thought to myself, I could just do other stuff and then save before the really hard point. I finished my first playthrough of the game on the morning of the 3rd day, and that was with no prior knowledge and playing just so unoptimally. Fun fact, when you interact with a corpse, you can scroll down to saw off their head, and getting heads is the way you get soul stones, so I was playing with so few skills, I could have been playing it so much better. You don't need to be perfect to finish within the amount of days. And let me tell you, the feeling near the end of the game as your friends go missing and you have to face them as their perverted forms, it's one of the most terrifying and melancholic experiences I've had with a game. Except, I accidentally broke the game and made the save system completely null while preparing for this video. While recording footage for the video, my character's stalker appeared while I was asleep. So naturally, I killed her brutally, because stalking is a crime and this is America. I went to saw off her head, because you know, girl boss shit, but noticed her sprite still had a head, so I tried again and I got another head. So I did that another 99 times. Then went to my local alleyway furry. This alleyway furry takes contestants' heads for very useful books. There are only 14 contestants, you being one of them. This means you can get a max of 13 contestant heads, and sometimes if they become moonscorched, you can't get their heads at all. So best case scenario, you can trade 13 heads in. One of the books he has is the Tome of Enlightenment, which allows you to save whenever you want. But once you use it, it disintegrates in your hands. It costs 3 heads, so divided by 13, it's like 4 extra saves without moving times forwards. So, you can see where this is going. However, it bugged out here too, because while it usually costs 3 heads, for some reason for me, it costed only 1 head, meaning I could trade in all 99 heads for those save slots. I only did 62 because I got bored, but this essentially ruins the entire video because I've just made it so I can save whenever I want playing this game. Whoops. I should note really quick that this game is developed by one person. These bugs are, actually forgivable because he's a very small team and what he's done alone is amazing. So seriously, support Fear and Hunger. It's an amazing game with an incredibly passionate developer. If this video hasn't convinced you, then maybe this final fact will. In Fear and Hunger 2, once your hunger reaches 69%, it changes to 68.99%. In a game where there is mutilation, drug abuse, and sexual elements, the number 69 is just too far. That's funny as fuck.